When it comes to Christmas, I'm a traditionalist, and today I'm going to share my favorite traditions of the season. Hey everyone, thanks for clicking and welcome to Katie Fehlinger DIY. If we're just meeting, it's nice to meet you. I'm Katie, and on this channel I show you all sorts of tutorials, techniques, and ideas like you'll see in this video, all with the goal of helping you make your home your happiest place. So if that sounds good to you, consider subscribing for new content every Thursday, and you can also ring the bell to get notified when new videos go up. So if you're anything like me, you love doing those activities that you grew up with and passing them down to the next generations. Don't laugh. Or do, I can handle it, but I keep a Google Doc of all the Christmas traditions that I want to observe so that I don't forget any every single year. I clearly take this super seriously. There's just something so special about tradition that I just love, and it's something I'm trying to instill in my kids. Now, a disclaimer, most of these are newer traditions that I wanted to begin with my immediate family. And I think it's important to point out too that you should never do something just because you've always done it. There's power in change and evolution, but when it's something that you look forward to and feel more connected because of, there's power in that too. So now I'll take off my philosophical hat and put on my Santa hat. Here they are, my favorite Christmas traditions. Tradition number one. Read a Christmas novel. So I'm a pretty avid reader, and I love reading a couple of pages or a chapter of a Christmas-themed book before I fall asleep this time of year. It really helps me stay in the spirit as the days carry over. And there are tons of books in all sorts of genres that take place during the holiday season. Personally, I'm a huge mystery buff, and you'd be surprised how many detective or psycho thriller stories have Christmas time as the scene setter. And I'll link to a handful of the books that I've read in the description, but I'd say my favorite is Hercule Poirot's Christmas by Agatha Christie. Okay, tradition number two, watch as many Christmas movies as possible. Nothing may make me feel jollier at Christmas time than watching all the feel-good stories that I grew up watching. I actually have what I call my spindle of joy. It's a DVD spindle filled with all my favorite Christmas movies, and I actually have 30 of them on here, so this gives me option to watch at least one movie every single day if I wanted. And I just pop these in as I'm baking, wrapping, doing mindless work on my computer, whatever. It just puts me in such a good mood. So I'm a sucker for the classics. White Christmas, It's a Wonderful Life, Miracle on 34th Street, and there are some great newer classics, of course, like Elf, Four Christmases, Love Actually. So there's one lesser known movie that I have to recommend just in case you haven't heard of it. It's called Nativity, and it stars Martin Freeman. Now this is a hilarious and super touching film. I highly, highly, highly recommend it. So do me a favor, let me know in the comments what your favorite Christmas movie is. I am always looking for new ones to watch. All right, tradition number three. The Advent calendar. This is one that I grew up with. It's a Christian tradition, but it's a countdown to Christmas that you could still do even if you're not religious. And I created my own version of this. It's a small tree with numbered bags to count down the days until the holiday. Now I have a whole video showing you how I created and how I planned this calendar every year. So I'll link that up here and in the description. And I also have a huge list of ideas that you could use for each day of your own calendar. So we're talking activities and tangible treats. The link to grab that is also down in the description. Okay, moving on to tradition number four, and that's a customized ornament for each of my girls each year. This was a tradition actually upheld on my husband's side of the family. So for every year of his childhood, he has an ornament with his name on it and the year. And when he got old enough, his mom gave him the whole set to use on his own Christmas tree. I loved this idea so much, and I tweaked it a little bit for my girls. I really like the idea of having not just their names and the year, but also their picture, so they can see how they grew each year. Now, I use Shutterfly to create my ornaments every year, and then each ornament goes into my Advent calendar as one of the daily gifts. So that actually knocks out 2 days on the Advent calendar. And I also make sure that I plan those days after we've already gotten our Christmas tree so they can hang their ornaments right away. Which leads well into tradition number 5, which is to cut down our own tree at a tree farm. This is always such a great day. It gets the whole family involved. It makes me feel like we stepped into the Griswolds old-fashioned Christmas, and we actually have a local railroad that does a special train ride to a local tree farm, and they serve cocoa and donuts on the ride. It's just awesome. Then we spend the rest of the day setting up the tree and watching football. It's a whole thing. and I love it. Okay, tradition number 6. Yeah, there's more. See a light display, or if you're like me, see several. Oh, how this gets me in the Christmas spirit. So I live in the greater Philadelphia area, and there are some for real kick-butt displays in this area. There are several that you can drive through, a really great one at a park near our house that you can just walk through. And I'm telling you, watching my daughter's eyes light up when they see these displays is magical. And aside from the professionally created displays, one of my favorite evenings in December is when we bundle up, pack the girls into their wagon, make some cocoa, and we just go for a walk in our own neighborhood to see all the lights that our neighbors have put up. It's just so peaceful and festive. And a fun fact, that's also one of the daily activities on my advent calendar. All right, tradition number 7 is probably the most magical for me as a parent. So I worked out a deal with Santa. He has been kind enough since my girls were born to carve a few extra minutes out of his super busy schedule to send a package to our house every Christmas Eve from the North Pole. And inside, he always sent brand new Christmas pajamas and a book for us to read before bed. How amazing is he? So last year, the girls were 3 years old, and it was the first year they really grasped who Santa is and what he does. And he even wrote them a note telling them what good little girls they'd been all year and reminded them to sleep tight so that he could visit us that night. It is such a special, sweet moment, and I'm so glad I got in touch with him to set it up. Now, those are all traditions I currently have with my family. But as my girls get older, I actually have 2 more that I want to bring into the picture. The first I think I'm going to do this year, and that is to work on a Christmas jigsaw puzzle together as a family. And even if you have little kids, you can get puzzles with large, medium, and small pieces to meet the difficulty levels of every age group. This is an example of one. It's called a Together Time puzzle, but something like this would also be a great activity for your advent calendar. I'm just saying. Okay, and the other tradition I want to start is for us to go see a live Christmas show. Whether it's the Nutcracker or Elf or a Christmas Carol, that's again the type of activity that just puts me in the perfect Christmas vibe. But my kids are still a little young to be able to sit through a long theater show yet, so soon. But there you have it, my 7 most favorite Christmas season traditions, plus a couple of bonus rookies for the next couple of seasons. So just one more question for you. Do you think you might try any of these this year? Let me know which one down in the comments. I cannot be the only one who missed their calling as a Christmas elf. Guys, just a reminder to grab my list of Christmas countdown ideas below in the description. Even if you don't use them as a countdown, there's some fun ideas that you might not have thought of, and the tangible treats actually double as stocking stuffers too, so fun little tidbit there. Meanwhile, if you're into all things DIY like me, I'd like to personally invite you to join my creator community. More than 1,500 people have joined, and it's where I share content that's exclusive to that group. And I actually have a giveaway going on right now. So I'm giving one lucky creator community member the buffalo plaid sign that you saw me create in a recent video. I'll link to it right here and below in the description, but the really cool part is I'm going to customize this however the winner wants, with their family name, a festive phrase, whatever. So you have to be a member of that group to win, and I also have all the other rules posted and how to enter down in the description. The deadline to enter, just so you know, is Monday, December 2nd, 2019. So you have a few more days to get in on this if you're watching this right when this is dropping. And also in between videos, guys, stay in touch with me. I'm on all the social channels. They are all listed below, and I always love hearing from you. You can also check out my website, katiefehlinger.com, to see what else I'm working on. I've got my hands in a lot of projects right now, and I would love to have you along for the ride. If you like this video, help a girl out. Hit that like button so I know you're into this kind of content. Share it with your fellow festive friends. Subscribe and ring the bell to get notified when new videos go up. But as always, thanks so much for watching, guys. Keep creating your happy place, and I'll see you next Thursday. Of course it's too low. Just one more question for you. Oh God. Tangible treats, also double. Ring the bell to get notified when new visit. Come on. You love doing those activities. You are into all DIY, all things DIY. I can't say that.
Oh Lord, I do not get this. How is this so up? It's so weird. Because nothing about this is making any sense right now.
Too slow. Cool.